Is that what it is? All right, that's fun. We do have actually an ad operations team here who designs a lot of ads and stuff. So you'll see some of their work on the wall. But basically, I work in the marketing department. I do a lot of special events around town and also here at the RJ. So my job is different every day. And then I also do tours on the side. Let's see. I'm going to give you a little bit of history behind the Review Journal before we start moving on. This building was built in 1971 and became operational in 1973. Hi. Are you part of the class?
Yes.
All right, welcome. And actually, the Review Journal was started by Don Reynolds, who's actually pictured right there. He passed away in the 90s. And Jack Stevens, who's pictured over there, bought the Review Journal. And now we're operated under Stevens Media Group. And they're based out of Arkansas. But we are their largest newspaper that they own. So we're going to come over here. I'm going to talk about this machine. All right. This is an old-time press machine. This was actually built in the 1800s. It's called a linotype. And basically it runs kind of like a typewriter. I don't know. Have you guys used a typewriter? Some people have it. So basically this piece of lead right here is called a slug, and it would melt down into a cast iron oven, and that was pretty much the ink that they used on this machine. So I'm sure the paper was heavy.
Is that still working?
I don't think so. But honestly, I don't know. Yeah, exactly. They cleaned it up real nicely. This is an old Associated Press machine. Does anybody know what Associated Press is? No. It's a service that we use where we get a lot of the national news. So all the stuff going on in Iraq, Afghanistan, stuff like that, we can't send a reporter out. So they have reporters out there that are associated with the Associated Press. And we pay for that service. And so that's how we get those news articles. And if you notice on the bylines, it says AP News, and that's what that stands for. So just to give you a little bit of. And this is actually used up until the 1980s. And of course, the 1980s is when the internet was born. So that's how we get a lot of the AP News today. So, well, all the AP News today. So, any questions so far on the history or anything? Okay, we're going to keep moving down.
How do you make sure your journalists aren't lying when they write their stories? Because the internet's very easy to false.
Well, that's why they have to call. Whether it's the victim's family or stuff like that, they call to get the story, and they don't rely all on the internet. So, but the AP News, they're credited, so they're out there getting their stories as well. So, but I'm sure there has been cases where they have lied and they've lost their jobs over it. So, all right, let's keep moving. Thanks, Mary. If you just want to go down to the open doors down there, just in the hallway there. Welcome. You said you were with CSN or you were not?
CSN.
That's great. Hey, Clay. How are you?
Hey there,
how are
girlfriend.
you? Okay, well, I'll do. All right. So you guys can turn around. This is our editorial department. This is actually the heart of the newspapers, where all the stories come to life that you read in the newspaper. Basically, they can go out into the field and get their story, or they can do it by phone or email. A lot of them do it by phone and email. They then come here to their desk and type up their stories and collect all their information and stuff. And then the editors sit in the middle of the room there, so they're easily accessible. Hey, Ben, you want to get on through? Ben is a writer here, so he's a journalist. Do you still write politics, right? All right. So he was real busy. He was real busy at the beginning of the month. They basically, their deadline is 11:30 because that's when we go to press with a lot of the main news. As far as like business and entertainment and living section, those are usually done either the day before or that morning. So they have earlier deadlines than breaking news. But sometimes they work on stories for months or weeks, more in-depth stories. So. Any questions on editorial?
So we're actually working on deadline right now then.
I'm sorry?
It's pretty close to 10:30.
Pretty much, yeah. It's usually bustling in there about 4 or 4:30.
So if their deadline's at like 11:30, what time do they get to go home?
Well, they have, like, for example, cops has 2 shifts. They have a morning shift, so a guy that comes in at 7, and then they have an afternoon shift that they work from like 1 till 10. But hey, Carmen. But if it's breaking news, then they may stay here till 11:30. So yeah, a reporter's job is never done till the story's filed. So yeah, and we do have some journalists that are columnists that work off property, like Norm. You know, he's out really late, so he actually will send in his story via email. So yeah. Any questions? Any more questions? All right, we're going to keep moving. You guys can come on in. Squeeze. I think so. We can squeeze on in. Hey, David. Hey, Paul. All right. We have an interview. No. If you look on our website, lvrj.com, we have RJTV, which we just run a feed on our website. And this is actually our studio here. So you can see like Doug Elfman, a lot of our columnists come in here and we'll talk about the stories they're working on. Jason Braceland, I don't know if you guys read his column, but he talks about concerts, local bands and stuff that play here. He talks about what's coming up for the weekend. So I just wanted to show this to you guys. It's kind of like a mini studio. Nate Tannenbaum actually runs it. So I don't know if you guys remember him, the bow tie weatherman. So yeah, he takes care of all this. So, got it? Any questions on this area here?
Not a very big operation for a TV studio.
Yeah, I know, not very big at all. But if you, I don't know if you guys have ever been to a TV studio. They aren't very big. They have limited room, and but they get it done, and it looks big. So, okay, keep on moving. I just want to back up.
Notice that's a teleprompter in front of the camera.
Oh yeah. See that?
Hey, James. How are you? Good, thanks. We're gonna head this way.
Till Wednesday, and then you still weren't there. And then I was like,
Were you calling me?
I was calling Robert.
Oh.
gonna let you. I have no.
All right, we're gonna keep walking this way. Hey, June. Yeah. Hi. Go ahead, if you want.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, thank you. I have a big group, so. Sorry. All right, that was a long walk. Long walk to get to where we're going. Basically, this is our paper storage room. Each one of these weighs 1 ton, and we go through about 80 rolls a day. So, and 100 rolls for our Sunday paper. So all the paper that you see here is just a month-and-a-half supply of paper. It is 85% recycled paper, but we cannot use 100% yet because our machines will tear the paper because of the chemicals and stuff. But as you can see, we do receive it by train. So the train can pull right up into this building, and we'll unload it with that special forklift that you guys see. It just kind of latches onto the paper and lifts it up. So we get deliveries about 2 times a week. Yeah. I'm sorry? I'm sorry?
2 times a week?
2 times a week, yeah, sorry. Yep. So, yeah, a lot of paper is used.
Is it made in Las Vegas or what?
No, it comes from like California, Oregon, Utah. So, yeah, places where there's trees. So, that's definitely not Las Vegas. Yeah. When times were good, we used to be able to roll out our paper, and for all of our paper that we use for Sunday paper, it would roll out to Reno and back. So, 1,200 miles worth of paper.
Times aren't good.
No, it'll probably roll to Ely and back now. Yeah. So, I mean, you know, we're trying to turn things around. I don't know if you guys know, but we have a new publisher. Our old publisher stepped down, and so some big changes are coming. We're doing a lot more with our website, because that's obviously where the future is going, and so we have to change with times as well, you know. So, any questions on paper?
That's a whole lot of paper.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of paper.
So you go through this by month and a half?
A month and a half. Yeah.
Kill a lot of trees.
Well, it's 85% recycled paper, so we don't kill as many as we used to. We try not to anyway. So yeah.
So what's the difference between an editor and a publisher?
The publisher pretty much oversees all the operations in a newspaper, from advertising to editorial, marketing, you know, just all different, all the different departments. Whereas the editor just mainly focuses on editorial. Yeah. Good question. All right, so we're gonna move on into the press room. is what the paper looks like without the brown paper around it. Looks more like newsprint.
That's the slide paper.
All right. So because the paper is so heavy, they have to roll it in here, and it gets loaded onto the skateboard-looking thing here. And this is how they can move it, and you can see how easy it moves on these train tracks here. And then they'll just load it onto the machines here. Now this is just the bottom floor of the press machines. Our press machines sit 5 stories high. They are some of the largest and the fastest in the United States. So that's pretty cool. Those are the ink pipes. Yeah, so ink is constantly running through these pipes. We go through about 900,000 gallons of black ink a year and 750,000 gallons each of the colored inks a year. So a lot of ink is used. It comes in by big, like you know those big gasoline trucks that you see? That's how it comes in. And it's all piped into like a big barrel, but I mean, it's huge.
There was a time when it was just black and white. Obviously,
Oh yeah.
what year was just color?
Oh yeah, I would say that was probably in the early 1900s, and I mean, I don't know when color was introduced into newspaper. That's a great question. I'll have to figure that. I'll have to find that out. Let's see. So yeah, the paper's loaded down here, and then it just gets fed through the machine, and we'll see the other levels when we go up there. So, any questions so far before we keep on moving? Okay, we're gonna go back this way because there's an elevator this way. Excuse me. How are you?
I feel like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
I wish we had one of those bubble things to ride in afterwards.
kinda are.
Kind of, but not.
All right. So this is the plate making department, and these are the plates. So our press machine, it's kind of like a big printer, right? So you guys, when you hit print on your computer, a piece of paper comes out. Kind of the same concept. It goes along here. Once the journalists are done writing their stories, you know, it goes to editors, they check it all. Then it comes into composing. And composing is where they lay out each page of the paper. So they'll lay out, you know, all their stories, make sure they fit. They'll lay out pictures, they'll lay out advertising. And then they'll print it, it comes up here, and playmaking will print these off. These machines all print onto these plates. So these plates come to us, and they are light sensitive. So because the light, that's why the lights are orange. You know, somebody had asked if it was a film chemistry. It's actually the plates, because if they're exposed to too much light before they're developed, then they'll be damaged and we can't use them. So pretty much from these computers, they print, they go to the machines here, and then it prints all this image onto these plates. So for each page of the paper, you have to have 4 plates because of the 4 different colors. Exactly. So at the very top, like this is black, so this is for the black ink. If it were magenta, it would only have the image that it was supposed to pick up. So say for example, you know, her jacket's red. That's the only thing that would really be highlighted, because that's what the magenta would have to pick up.
How come that's a USA Today plate?
We print it here.
They don't distribute it here? Like they just print it here?
They're printed here, and then we distribute them as well. Yeah, we're contracted to do that.
It's a lot easier for USA Today to satellite their issue somewhere else and have it locally printed. Saves tons on transportation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. So they just pay us to do it, which is nice. we print a lot of publications here. We print, of course, The Sun, but we have no control over their editorial content. We just print it here. And as you'll see, they don't have any advertising because that's all part of our joint operating agreement. So we just put it in our paper. That's all we do, and we print it here. We print the USA Today. We, of course, print the RJ, City Life. What are some other ones? Nifty Nickel, Business Press. So we do a lot of printing here.
But you know how like national, like Wall Street Journal?
Uh-huh.
So would they go to the city and be like, you guys print for this city, and then not like they're not all printed in one place and they ship it?
Right, that's kind of like the same concept of USA Today. Although we used to be contracted to print the Wall Street Journal, but not anymore.
Who does it now for?
I don't know. I'm sure a printing company here,
It's out of LA.
out of LA. So yeah, we used to, but not anymore. Yeah. So you know, like you said, it's very cost effective for USA Today to have it printed here.
What do you guys do with those when you're done?
We recycle them. We don't recycle it here on property. We just have them sent out to be recycled because we can't use them again. We use about 2,000 plates a day, and so that's every day we go through about 2,000 plates. So a lot of the national advertising will get printed elsewhere. So say for example, Walmart, Target, stuff like that. It probably gets printed in California, and then they ship it to us. So you'll see the big pallets of all the ads, and we usually get them 2 weeks in advance. So. All right, yep. So then once the plates are done printing, they then go out to the press machine and get put on some rollers. Yep. Yep. And the rollers just, you know, spin around, and pretty much it acts like a stamp and stamps onto the paper. There's like a blanket. Exactly. There's like a blanket of ink that comes down, and it picks up the images, and then just goes onto the paper. And then it goes through the different colors. And you know, the colors, they're the primary colors, so they mix to make different colors, of course. So.
Have you ever accidentally put the wrong plate in, or had
I'm sure they have. I'm sure they have. You know, we're all human.
They catch that on the press run. The color is so screwed up, they realize, oh, wrong plate on the wrong ink. Change the unit.
Yep, and they have an early run and a late run. So like the early run is all of our subscribers. So say for example, there was a football score that came in really, really late, right? Well, the early run probably didn't get that story, but the later run will get the story. It's really interesting. I mean, exactly. Yep. And as you were saying, they're always doing quality checks. So when they're coming off the press machine, because it's on a conveyor belt, and they're like little clips that all these papers are clipped onto. And so they'll pull a few to make sure the color's right, the wording's correct, you know, because I've gotten some papers where the words have been off, or I'll get a big blue ink spot. So something happened, and it was happening with the press machine, and they stop it and they fix it. So, of course, at night there's a lot more people here in the press room and packaging area because that's when they mainly do their runs. Whereas right now the advertising department, there's a ton of people in there right now, but they're not here at night, of course. So there's always someone here. We're always running 24/7. It's 365 days a year. So, any questions? All right, we're gonna go to packaging. You can see the ink coming out. Do you guys do a lot of field trips, or?
We've done 3.
3?
Third.
Oh, okay.
First one was kind of like, eh. Second one was like, wow. And this one's kind of like, wow.
Well, I hope you say that. What was
This one's best.
Where was the second one?
Creole.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they do a lot of printing for us, like our Christmas cards and stuff like that. So, and where was the first one?
Southwest Printers.
Oh, okay. I have not dealt with them. After they come out of the press machine, they're clipped on by clips. So see what happened to your teacher. All right. So obviously, sorry, it's really loud. This is the packaging department. This is where all the ads get inserted into the newspaper. So the comic bundles, it looks like that's what they're trying to work on. Obviously this is the paper that's going out before Thanksgiving. So this is our biggest Sunday. This is where most of the ads are going to our paper. So you see how they have them stacked up on pallets? they'll put a stack in, and the machine will insert it into the newspaper. So that's what these machines do. And we'll go down here. So then this is the bundling machine. Once all the ads are inserted, they then get bundled up and then put on pallets. So then these will go to the distribution centers and then they'll be inserted into the main news. So, pretty cool. Any questions on this process at all? All right, here we go. What story or sister went? Just so many. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, how much longer do you guys have of school?
Like another month.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, for the semester.
Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't started their sample yet.
Mine's halfway finished.
What's a sample book of what stuff you guys have designed and stuff?
No.
Oh.
We have to find printed ads,
Printed
anything.
pieces?
He gives us a certain,
There's a list.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
a list and we
Oh.
have to go and find it somewhere.
There's
and
200
put it on
some
there.
odd samples that we're supposed to find. And
Oh.
Or 80, like 100.
Gotcha.
No, it is 250.
Tell me about the sample book. Yeah. So obviously these are all the ads that we get. They mail them to us, and then we just store them in here until they're ready to be inserted into the news. And like I said, that's what they're working on now. This is one of our biggest Sundays. Yeah, yeah, it's going to be really thicker than usual.
How much is that going to be? Because, you know, Sunday's like $3.
Yeah, it'll be $3. Yeah, it's the same. So, but yeah, this is one of our busiest times. And it brings in, of course, the most money because that's where we get a lot of our revenue is advertising. Oh, that's where we get pretty much all of our revenue these days. It used to be circulation, but not so much anymore. So, all right, follow me.
It's a mini press.
Yeah, yeah, it is. This is actually, it's called a Ditty Press. It is a lot smaller than the one we use to print the newspaper. But we use this machine to print off advertising. So, you know, those tire and lube change, all those little coupons that you guys see, we can print those here. And we can, this machine prints 100,000 pages in 1 hour. And actually our big press machines as well, that machine can print 100,000 papers, full papers in 1 hour. So it's pretty fast and powerful. But it goes through the same 4-color process. The only thing is a different paper. It's a glossier paper usually. Yeah. Okay.
What's that?
The paper?
Why?
Oh, why is that? Oh, I don't know. I mean, it just depends on what they're printing. I mean, this looks like a matte, but so usually it's glossy. So maybe the advertiser wanted a matte paper, so they could probably change it out. But it's not newsprint. That's pretty much what I'm trying to get at. So I don't know. I don't even know if this can print off a newsprint. So I've never seen it. But I like to show this machine because it kind of shows the insides, and we can actually see it. Whereas the big one in there, it's hard to see. So.
What's going on right here?
I don't know. Maybe they were just cleaning the rollers or something. Maybe. Not sure. Yeah, it does.
It's gonna be in the next ad.
Yes. All right. We do not print those here, but we do have a publishing division that publishes the books, but we get those printed out of the country. Yeah, Jesse, hey Chuck. So yeah, so all these ads that you see here are ones that we printed off of that machine. Hey, how are you doing, Bill? Good. Yeah, we're back. A little tour. Hey, John. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. All right. How are you? Good. Good. Hey, Matt. Hey, fellas.
In the Cheyenne?
Sure. All right. So remember how I told you advertising is, the main reason why we get paid. It brings in the most money. We dedicate a whole hallway to them. There's anywhere from retail to classified, national, major accounts. All of these that you see here, remember I told you we have an ad operations team. This is all the ads some of our ad operations team has done. Any questions before we read?
That is one pink wall.
Yeah. What is it? I can't see it. Oh, this is HR, it's Human Resources. Hello.
He goes to police.
Hey. I'm good, how are you? Yeah, so yeah, we also have a publishing division. They sit here on the property as well. But like I said, we do not print these here. They get printed elsewhere, but you can purchase them here, Borders, Barnes & Noble, all the bookstores. So that's the Review Journal and Stevens Media Group. Do you guys have any questions on anything that you've seen or didn't see or you've always wondered?
Does do you use spot colors ever for like different jobs and stuff? Like,
Ooh, what's spot color?
like I don't know, like Pantone. I don't know.
Ooh,
Like besides CMYK.
Maybe orange or
no, I think it's mainly CMYK. I mean, that's all I've ever heard. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure, so I'm sorry.
I don't believe they do any spot color here. It's all process.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I've only ever heard of CMYK, so.
Are you guys gonna come out with like an app for the iPad?
That's a great question. I know they have talked about it, and like I said, since we have a new publisher, I'm sure a lot of changes are going to be coming. So it's quite possible that's one of them. So I think that going to create an app for the iPad, which I think is a great idea because we definitely need to do something. Yeah. You know, and I get the question all the time, why don't we charge for the content online? Because a lot of newspapers are doing that, you know, and maybe that's to come. So I think we're going to be doing a lot more with websites and stuff like that. So
I subscribe to the paper edition, and so you automatically
get exactly. Yeah. So thank you. Please subscribe.
Do you like reformat the website so that it looks like a newspaper, or?
No, it's just a regular website. Yeah.
So
So-
just repurpose the content for the web.
Exactly. Yep, exactly. All right, you guys. Well, good luck to y'all. Thanks for coming. We appreciate it. And